One thing I can tell you guys, whoever is watching this video, one thing I can tell you guys that I know for certain, that I know without a shadow of a doubt, through my own experiences in life, that women, they tend to be such a waste of time and such a disappointment and such a source of embarrassment, and sometimes you may find yourself on the receiving end of rejection. You may find yourself, well, I mean, it depends, but it's just you start to doubt yourself more often when you get rejected, and it just starts to chip away at your masculinity bit by bit every time you get rejected. It's like a little chip, a little hammer, and it's just chipping away at that little block of sanity that you have left. You don't lose your mind, but you start to come to grips with reality and your own perception of how things should be. And when your perception of reality gets shattered and you get brought back down to earth and you get shown who you are and what kind of person you are, and it just really brings you back to earth. A humbling experience. It's definitely a humbling experience when you face rejection every time you try to get a female. And then you start to realize, okay, what am I doing here? And that's why you guys are seeing this picture right here. Time. You only have so much time. And you only have 24 hours in a day. Now, if you take away 8 hours of sleeping, and then you take an hour or two of eating, and then you take an hour or two of commuting from one place to another, that's 2 hours for commuting, 2 hours for eating, 4 hours altogether. Then it's 8 hours to sleep. So that's 12 hours a day gone. So now you have 12 hours left. But then what if you have a job or you go to school or whatever? So then that's another 6 hours gone. So then you have 6 hours left. And then what if you work out every day? That's 1 hour gone. Then you have 2 hours left. So it's like you're sitting here trying to find out. I'm sitting here lying down on this bed trying to figure out which girl I'm going to text later and which girl I'm going to try to fuck in my contact. Every single one of them is either not interested or fat or just not my type, not really up to my standards. So it's kind of like, and the ones that are up to my standards, they flat out reject me, or they make it really hard to talk to them, or they kind of indirectly reject me. So indirectly rejecting as in, oh, I don't really have time to talk to you right now. Maybe we can talk another time or something like that. And then they never talk to you again, something like that. So you kind of get those hints, why are you talking to me and why are you texting me right now at this time? That's what they want to say, but they don't say it because it's social convention not to be that, forward with someone. I mean, I actually really wish that they did that more often and just straight up said it. Because even though it's going to hurt my feelings in that moment when they say it, at least I'm going to know, and I'm not going to waste as much time thinking about it, because it's going to tell me straight away that this is not going to happen. So I'm not going to spend any more seconds thinking about it or fantasizing about it or thinking about, can this happen, or maybe I can make it happen if I do this. And I try to come up with a game plan in my mind. How can I make this work? And then I'm thinking about the scenarios and simulating the whole experience and walking it through in my head thousands and thousands and thousands of times. Like, how you do simulations in your mind when you're trying to, for example, when I was going to that jiu-jitsu tournament and I lost by submission, I was just playing so many different simulations in my mind of everything that could happen in that jiu-jitsu match. Obviously, I'm not that good at jiu-jitsu, so I'm not going to be able to know every position, so I couldn't really play everything through in my mind. It's just the same with women. Like, I always tend to play it in my mind 1,000 times, and I try to look at everything that I've done, and I try to think about how is she going to receive me if I do this move? Like, it's like playing chess. Like, oh, if I move this pawn here, how is my opponent going to react to that positional play? And then it's like, okay, I'm thinking all this time, and then all of that thinking gets put to shit because I fail to get what I want. You know? I guess I'm just rambling and no one's really gonna watch this video. I know no one's gonna watch the video, but it's just something I really do kind of struggle with. In a way, I kind of struggle with reality sometimes. I lie to myself a lot, because I try to make my ego inflated, for sure. Because, I don't want to live in reality, it's a lot easier to just blame someone else or make excuses. It's so much easier to make excuses and to blame someone else and say, oh, this isn't my fault, or to say, oh, maybe, oh, it's her fault, she's the one that's at fault. Like, it's so easy to just do that. But then when you actually when you try to dissect the problem, you don't always find the answer that you're looking for. The answer that you want to see doesn't, no, 99% of the time, grim, it's grimy, it's disgusting, it's sad. It's not something you want to hear. It's the truth. And the truth is rarely pretty, the truth is rarely nice, the truth is rarely tasty, or it's normally it's ashes. It tastes like ashes in your mouth. That's how the truth feels. It feels like ashes in your mouth. It feels like I just messed up, man. I there was this girl that I liked, and I texted her. She didn't reply a couple days ago, and then I just called her today, and she was like, what did she say? She didn't even know who I was at first, which is a big disrespect in my opinion. Because in my opinion, in my head, that tells me one thing. It tells me, okay, she forgot about me, number one. Number two, she didn't want to talk to me for even longer than a minute because she said, oh, I got something to do. And then when she replied with an answer, she was like, yes. So she wasn't very enthusiastic about talking to me. That's another thing. Like, I could tell. I could tell based on that, she was like, why? So my perception was that she was thinking, why are you calling me right now, dude? Like, why are you calling me, dude? Like, what the fuck? What are you calling me at 10:50 a.m., 10:50 in the evening? And it kind of makes sense. I mean, it does seem a bit creepy, right? To call someone that you haven't talked to in over 2 years on the phone. I mean, I didn't expect her to pick up the phone. I was not expecting that. I thought the phone would just ring and she wouldn't pick up. But she obviously she didn't want to talk to me. So, yeah,